Your garage door could be quietly raising or lowering your electricity bill. Today, we're going to dig into that. Welcome to the Garage Authority podcast powered by A1. I'm your host, Jonithan Phillips, and today we're going over garage doors and energy efficiency. So who would I bring on for that? Why not a trainer from the academy who sees all the newest and latest to date stuff and works with a lot of manufacturers in beta testing, the one and only Christian De La Rosa. How's it going, brother?
It's going good, brother.
What's up, dude?
How's it going?
Dude, how you been?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. It's starting to get colder outside, so this is like the perfect time to talk about this.
Yes, 100%. So whenever homeowners are watching, how do garage doors affect their home insulation?
Oh, my God. Okay, so a lot of people are like, well, it's separate, right? It's a garage. No, it's connected to the house. Now, if it is disconnected from the house, it might not affect it so much, but if it's connected to your home, it affects it massively because the temperature in your garage is connected to your wall.
Mm.
So let's say if your garage ends up being 130 degrees, that wall is 130 degrees. So that, so then the air conditioning in your house is just going, right? And it's trying to cool down the whole house. Well, that wall is part of the house.
Right.
So the air conditioning is trying to cool down that wall. It only cools down that wall, not the rest of the garage.
Right.
So then the garage heats up the wall again, and here comes a constant battle. Just
back and forth.
Yep, your air conditioning never turns off. And so people are like, why is it always so hot in here? You have a 130-degree wall in your house.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. So if you have an insulated garage, you drop the temperature down to, let's say, 110, right? Mm-hmm. Which then the air conditioning can relax a little bit. Now, if you want to invest in insulation or you want to invest in a mini split, you can actually drop the temperature in your garage drastically.
Yeah, now it's a climate-controlled room.
Yes, 100%. So at that point, it's like, well, it's a no-brainer, right? Now the wall is 100 degrees. Now your air conditioning can cool down constantly, and it's not so much a struggle for your air conditioning to stay cool.
Yeah. How do you feel about rooms above the garage?
Oof, the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Exact same scenario. So the flooring is going to be, of course, depends how thick the foundation is. But your floor is going to be like 110 degrees, and you're over here cooling down the rest of the house when the issue was your floor. So.
Yeah, not to mention, heat rises, man. So it's now not only are we fighting that one wall, the whole bottom of it, but then the rest of the heat of the home is rising up to that room as well. And then it's just whoever lives in that room, they got to be built different.
Right.
So what's R value, and does it really matter?
It does. It's pretty much heat resistance.
Okay.
The fun part about R value, though, is pretty much whoever manufactures a door, they can kind of gauge their own R value. So they can decide what part of the door they're testing. So you should always get your doors from like a reliable manufacturer just to make sure that they're being truthful about the way that they gauge their door.
An Amar, a Clope, a CHI, a Rainer, Haas, like whoever.
There you go.
Just big companies, Dorlink, Delden, all those things.
Right.
Something off of Temu.
Yeah, it's like they're like our value is 20, but they tested the corner that was 3 inches thick, and then the rest of it, there's like
no. They're just especially on those. I think the funniest part is the full view doors. There's some manufacturers out there. I won't drop any names. I don't even know if they're around anymore, but they'll say that it's insulated, and then I look at it and it's only got a single panel glass, and I'm like, "What's insulated?" They're like, "Oh, like the stiles and rivets through the door," and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And then as I'm taking it apart, because we had to replace a window section because the kid decided to play hockey, street hockey, and you know how that ended up. And I'm replacing the window, and I'm looking down, and I'm like, oh, it's insulated all the way through. And then I see a gap, and they only insulated like the corner. Like the rest of it was hollow, but then it's like, this is an insulated steel door. So exactly to your point, an actual good name brand manufacturer to where 99% of garage door companies in the nation use that one, that's probably the manufacturer that you want to go with.
Exactly. Now, what is it? So our value is pretty much heat resistance. So it's pretty much just telling you like how resistant to heat is your door,
right,
or the material it's made from.
Okay.
So again, if they're tested properly and they tell you that it has a high heat resistance, then yes, that means that it will help protect from heat. So, but that only matters, of course, if it's properly sealed. Otherwise, you're just letting the heat in, right?
Right.
But yeah, R value definitely matters.
Now, are there different materials that are used in garage doors for R value?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got your regular standard foam. That's your polystyrene. And then you have your better like Yeti foam. So polyurethane.
Yeti foam.
So that's going to be the way thicker stuff. And that's going to be your higher R value material.
Now, do you have a preference on it?
No, of course. Who doesn't want to have a Yeti over just a regular standard cooler, right? No, styrofoam coolers work just fine, but if you want long term, Yeti.
Yeti, 100%. So you alluded to something a little bit when you were talking about like insulation of a door, and you were talking about that stripping that's all the way around it. Can you explain the importance of that to people?
Yeah, absolutely. So the stripping, and as well, like at the bottom of your door, you got your bottom seal, bottom rubber. All of that pretty much just keeps out the heat. So it helps seal your door. Now, let's say if you don't have a trim or you don't have a bottom rubber and you're still letting the heat in, the door's still doing its job, but the heat's still coming in. So now it's keeping the heat inside.
Right.
So it does both things, right? So it can keep the cold in and keep the heat out.
Right.
What if you're letting the heat in, then it's keeping the heat in. So you need to have a proper seal on the door just to kind of separate the two. So if you're trying to keep it cool on the inside and keep the hot out, it needs to be sealed to keep it out.
Right. I mean, you can have typically doors from a pan door. You got like or steel back door. You can go like 1 3/8, 2 inches. I've even gone to some houses. I thought it was mostly commercial, but some of them are 3 inches of full insulation. Okay, we have that. And now what we're going to do is we're not going to do the trim all the way around it. And then, so yes, you have this amazing insulated door, but then there's just this square of light straight to the outdoors and the elements. It basically makes any type of insulation for naught if you're not actually maintaining it.
Yeah, and that comes down, of course, to like the installation of the door.
Yes.
So if the door was never installed properly, it's like the door went up, sure, but did you install it? Did you make sure everything was sealed? Did you make sure that there was no light coming in? When you pulled on the door, like the top panel, was it shaking or was it pretty firm? It all matters. Some people are like, oh, anybody could put up a garage door. No, you got to put it up properly. Otherwise, you're losing out on the value of your door.
Yeah, why waste your value? So can garage door insulation reduce the overall energy bill for the homeowner?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. So exactly what we were just saying, that if you have an air conditioner that's just trying to fight that wall, right? That air conditioner is never going to rest. And those are the people that are like, why does this thing never turn off? Because you have a wall that's 130 degrees, and the air conditioning just keeps detecting that there's a heat source or the temperature in your house is a certain degree. So if your air conditioning doesn't have to fight that wall, it's going to save you. It's going to save you an electric bill, but also it'll probably save you in the long term because you won't have to repair that air conditioning anytime soon.
Right. That's huge.
So you have a few ways of saving money there. Now in the colder markets, same thing. You guys have your heaters going. You want to make sure that the house stays warm. Best way to do that is to insulate it.
Yeah.
You don't want a negative 20-degree wall. So you can imagine.
I think the biggest, like me as living in a home, two things that really happen. So one, having a refrigerator out in the garage, because it's more than just like the heat that the AC does. So I have a refrigerator out in the garage. I have a deep freeze out in the garage. I also have my water softener, and I also have the water tank that's out there. And what was crazy is my electricity bill, because we live in Phoenix, there were some months to where it was getting up to like pushing $500. And, I haven't lived here my whole life, so I was like, yeah, that's just part of it. And then I was talking with a friend. He's like, you have a mini split in the garage. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, turn it on. And I was like, my electricity bill's already this. And he's like, no, trust me. And, I only have an 1 3/8 door on that one, HOA. I'm going to get a thicker one at some point. But whenever I turn the mini split on with that insulated door, and then because of the efficiency of the mini split and how it affected my water tank, my water softener, the deep freeze, the refrigerator, and even though we have an insulated door, that garage might still get up to 90 degrees, not 120, 130, but it made my entire house energy bill go down. Whenever I was fighting it, I was like, I don't want to turn on another electrical thing. And then I realized the full importance of like, no, that's either going to be a giant ice cube that my house is fighting, or it's going to be a giant radiator that my house is fighting.
Right. And then you make a good point, right? So you have now all these Tesla owners, all these electric vehicle owners. They need to have the garage a certain temperature for the charger to work optimally.
Right.
And unfortunately, the only way to do that is with a mini split or with insulating your garage, or both.
Yeah, both, honestly, because if I didn't have the insulated garage, the mini split would just be working harder, like we were trying to prevent the actual AC of the house to do. So it's definitely a 2-in-1, got to do it. Now, as far as upgrades that give the best ROI,
Okay.
return on investment for homeowners.
So the best ROI is going to be, of course, the look of the door, right? So if you can make it look nicer, make it look prettier, something that complements the home and isn't just a regular white wall,
Right.
that's going to definitely make it look more visually appealing. And then insulation is going to be something that you can definitely leverage. So
Right.
if you explain to like any new homeowner and you're like, oh, you have an insulated garage with a mini split, somebody could live in there.
Yeah.
So now it becomes a room.
I've
you know?
definitely gone to houses. There's nothing more strange than doing a spring line and I got to move someone's bed.
Oh, yeah.
Because, families are getting bigger and the housing and all that good stuff. But I've definitely seen a lot of people convert it over into a man cave or some sort of living quarters. And it's actually kind of amazing.
No, it is. It is. And honestly, nowadays, you got people that have sinks in the garage. They have almost like a mini kitchen in there.
Yes.
And so all you need is just, like you said, you just need your bed. It's a living area.
You're about to start an Airbnb outside of your garage right now.
There
That's
you
the
go.
ROI that you're going to get.
Honestly, but it's something that you can leverage, of course. So it'd be the look of it, the mini split, and I'd say the insulation.
Yeah.
Those would be the best things that you could do for your garage if you want to increase its value.
Yeah, and I think it's up to 267 point something return on investment with an actual like insulated good door with
The ridiculous amount, right?
Yeah.
But yes, and then some people don't even know. But
Yeah.
260% is insane.
Yeah, I mean it's literally think of your garage door like if you were going to go to the casino and there was this one slot to where you put in $100 and every time you get $268 back every time. I'm not really a big gambling guy, but I would go to that casino every single time.
It's like printing money, man.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is.
Dude, we've gone over insulation and R value and weather stripping and how that insulated door can help with way bigger than what people think. Like you said, Teslas and water softeners and water heaters and just utilities and appliances that people keep in their garage and their lifestyle and the ROI. Is there something that we missed, like an overall message that you feel like would help clients kind of make a decision on if this is something they want to pull the trigger on, upgrade, or just educate themselves on?
Yeah. I guess the best way I could summarize it would be you're investing, but in the long term, you're going to be saving yourself some money,
Right.
and you're going to be raising the value of your home. So it's an investment that comes back full circle relatively quick.
Right.
So it's definitely worth looking at if you're trying to sell or if you're just trying to make your house better.
Right. You heard it from an A1 senior instructor. It's going to happen very soon. This guy trains 50 plus students a month every single day. He sees every single call that they go on. So trust me when I say whenever this guy says it, it's probably more true than anything else. Thank you, Christian, for coming on.
You got it, brother.